Hello everyone. In this small walkthrough, I just want to showcase this listgenerator.java file that is going to be a part of the homework for this week. Again, these materials got posted a little bit later, so this homework you'll have until next Wednesday to catch up on it, and I'll also be posting the subsequent week's material very soon as well. So just make sure, because of this, it's not too difficult, but just make sure you please watch the type videos on the lectures because there's a few things going on here that if you don't watch those videos, it's a bit confusing. So just double check at the very least lecture 8.0 and 8.1. The subsequent ones are a bit more just about generic types and things that are interesting and useful to know later on, but for this assignment won't be necessary. To go ahead and get started, the purpose of this assignment is to showcase this new concept of array list and also showcase this concept of this letter T that you'll see here. So in Python, if you've remembered Python, you can make lists in Python and they'll take in any type of object. So you could put in an array, or excuse me, another list in Python, some integers, some strings, some booleans, and Python functions just the same. Arrays are a type set in Java, and another issue is that the arrays can't be resized. And in the lecture, we'll discover how the array list works. You'll see here in this assignment, what you want it to do essentially is this file creates a scanner for you, and it creates two different array lists, one of a string and one of an integer. And what you will need to code is a way to ask the user to put in these values into each of these arrays. So for this first while loop, what you will want to do, and this is very similar to what was shown in some of the lecture material, you want the user to type in some items here, and then when you want them to stop typing them in, you'll type in the word quit. And every time I'm hitting enter here, these items, besides the one of quit, is being placed into my array list of a string. Now, for the second while loop that I have here, it's going to enter in positive whole numbers. You can technically enter in negative whole numbers too, besides -1, but just make sure that they're positive for the time being. So I'm going to just enter in a few here, and then I'm going to type in -1 to finish this. Now, before I showcase what this will actually do, the other part, besides these two while loops that you need to implement, are these two methods down here. You'll notice the first one is this get size method, and you'll see here that this method is taking in this item of t. So what this means is that it should work for both of the different array lists, even though that they're two different types. And this is something that's a bit different, right? Because we're usually used to just making a method work with a single type, and in this scenario, we're making it work with both. We are also using this method called print array list that is going to take in an array list of any type and output the items there. So to go ahead, after you enter in -1, you'll see here that you get the size of the string array list is 3. So I get the size of this one. The size of the integer array list is 5. And then you'll see here that I get printed out the elements in the string array and then the elements in the integer array. So again, this is the output that you should have when you're finished up working on this one. And all you'll really need to do this is implement these two while loops and then implement these two methods here. This homework isn't that difficult apart from this because you'll have access to the week 8 Java files, but please make sure you review the generic types and understand how this T works because you'll be asked later on in week 9 to implement these without the boilerplate there, code there. If you have any questions, please reach out to my email or post them in the discussion boards as well.